struggling with mental health and resources and how to allocate or advocate for themselves.
So I want to also thank all the folks who aren't here tonight, because an initiative like Engage San Francisco cannot take place without folks from all over the Bay and San Francisco in particular building relationships and making commitments. So I want to thank everybody who's here, as well as those who couldn't make it. We've got a lot of beautiful emails from folks who couldn't be here. So I have just a couple of things I want to just say to set my thoughts about Engage San Francisco. One is, this work is relational. When we talk about a university-wide initiative that's committing to working with an entire community, we're talking about building long-term relationships. And that's what I see when I look around this room. I appreciate that this work is deeply meaningful and joyful. And if you think about some of the writing around what meaningfulness is in life versus happiness, happiness is often temporary, whereas meaningful experiences in one's life sometimes can involve a lot of struggle, but also can stay with you and inform you for the rest of your life.
This is an extraordinary opportunity to be here today, celebrating 10 years of Engage USF. Let's give it up for Engage. Huge shout out to all of the staff that are here today. I grew up right across the street in Banneker's, just born and raised right here. I remember running around this space, all the different floors, acting a fool a little bit, running around, but having fun. Going to Ellie Hill Hutch over there and having fun as well, playing some hoops and kicking back with my friends growing up here in the neighborhood. So it's always great to be back here in the Western Addition, showcasing the work we're doing. And I stand on the shoulder of giants, like Al Williams, James Spangola, and so many more. Let's give them a hand as well. Watched them do their thing throughout the years, and I feel just so fortunate to have the opportunity to be here at USF and lead the Leo T. McCarthy Center.
I thought of tonight as a really celebratory time, and I got really, really enthusiastic. We have organizers like James who are always asking questions. They're not sitting still saying, oh, I got something for you. They're using an equitable lens when they're engaging, and again, it's transactional. It's not transactional, it's transformative, and I want to be really clear in saying that. And even my partners like Faithful Fools who are here, I'm really blessed and honored to work with a group of people who, though we don't use city, state, or federal funding, we're able to engage with folks with real lived experience. Someone in their addiction, someone who's currently unhoused, someone who's struggling with mental health and resources and how to allocate or advocate for themselves. We're able to do that, but we're really, really fostering relationships with programs from USF. When we talk about engaging, we're talking about engagement that's accompaniment, advocacy. We're talking about building long-lasting relationships so that things aren't just for a semester while you have students.
I appreciate the shift that I saw, especially with Engage USF. There are programs, they don't just come get kids and say, oh, come on up to Lone Mountain campus and we're going to do all this stuff and we're going to put you on the bus and send you home. They are in this building and other buildings doing the tutoring, doing the good work right across the street from where the kids live. You can't get any better than that. If you want to be in the community, damn it, be in the community, period. So that's where we are. So I'm supposed to talk about looking ahead. And this thing says I'm also a poet and a truth teller. Well, sometimes when you do poetry, people get caught up in the entertainment aspect, they start snapping and that's all of that. On Wednesday, there was a meeting, and this has a point. There was a meeting at the San Francisco Public Library held by the Human Rights Commission. Sister Davis was leading the meeting, and there will be a series of meetings, so look out for those emails. But it was about the fact that this time next year, Safeway, right over here, will not be open. And what are we going to do? And they were calling the community. What I'm asking, the next step is, where are we in that? Not just USF, but where are we? Let's come to the table. Let's figure out what the next step is. I came up with a bold idea. I'm like, city needs an eminent domain.
That part.
And then parcel it out, sell it to small businesses. So you have your butcher, independent, small business, your fruits and vegetables, so on and so forth. And they're coming from this community. Bold move, city's probably not going to eminent domain anything and let the developers do what they do. But if we have ideas, if you are really of this community, if you are really invested in the kids, families, people, whatever, be at the table, all of us. Because only like 20, 30 voices, that's not gonna matter. It takes thousands to move mountains. And that's what I'm asking us to do. And I say all of that to say, if you're really of the community, then it's everything in the community. Because everything that happens in this community, if you are a youth developer, everything that happens in this community happens to our kids. So if mom and dad or grandma or whomever can't shop at Safeway, that has an impact on the kids. If they have to like have it delivered and you have this $30 service charge or whatever's going on, that takes money out of the kids' pockets, taking food off the table and all of those things.
It's an amazing cause for celebration. So today I was actually asked to reflect on the context and kind of the history and the emergence of Engage. And to be honest, I've been a little bit all over the place trying to organize my thoughts. So I was like, do I talk about how Engage carries on the spirit from USF's renowned 1951 football team? I mean, that's the door. Do I talk about what I think are the key values that shape Engage? Do I talk about my history? So I actually think I'm going to try to mix this up and do a little bit of all of that and cross your fingers, because it's either going to be a masterpiece or a mess, but we're going for it. We're going for it. So I do want to start with the 1951 Dons. So, and I know that's a weird place to start, but one of the things that really intrigued me about USF was this story of this football team, right? So here you have 1951, you have this integrated football team, arguably the best team in the league, right? Okay, in the country. Thanks, Alan. And ultimately they were, I'm serious, thank you. Ultimately denied the opportunity to play in the national championship because they refused to accept the segregationist principles, right, and leave behind their two black players, Ali Matson, Broto, right? So I was like, dang, USF, that's where I want to be, right? That's the place that I want to sort of put my roots in and start building and working in community, because that's a legacy and history that I can be proud of, and I feel like
Another person blessed, that's what we do, continue to bless the people.